Sol Gabetta and Patricia Kopatchinskaja, thank you for being here tonight after this wonderful concert you gave to our public here in the Center for Fine Arts. And thank you also for answering a few questions I wanted to ask you about a few topics. And my first question was that when you played tonight, I thought these two are no chamber music partners. They are properly twin sisters. Is it a little bit the way you do consider the duo, playing in duo?
I mean, it's the way I feel with her, and it's also because so many years we know each other, so it's not only on stage, we know also very good behind the stage. The first time we met, it was in a very interesting situation because it was like a house concert, and immediately we had a very special connection. Immediately something happened at that moment, so it was like a new flower born at that moment.
It's like a conversation, and because we know each other so well, we don't need to explain anything. It's more about just being free and express ourselves. In the same piece, we can be so different every time. And as you said, the chamber music starts backstage.
In this combination, I really found it somehow the combination of that we could be strong together, we are stronger together, but also we can show each other the fragilities. We are not afraid to show the other the fragilities. And this is a little bit the problem, I think, for us, of many artists, being on stage, always to give the best. Of course, we also try to give the best, but this confidence to help each other together, to be stronger together, this is something very unique. We probably consciously, we are not working on it, but it's something that I always was looking how my instrument can mix in the structure and also in the color she's giving me. I try to pick up the same color, so I forgot if I'm a cellist or a singer or something else, because even if I work with a singer, it's the same fact that I need just to feel much more my instrument like a voice. But of course, the fact that we have both a string instrument it's easier for me to come in her color. Yeah, I think sometimes, for example, what is practically disturbing is the vibrato of a person, of an artist. When the vibrato is so different and you have one vibrating like this in two instruments, you can just not feel in. There is like no way. This door is not the right one, the other one is not the right one, so never mix together. And sometimes you need just one pure sound just to re-found the next line, now the next sound.
Let's talk a little bit more about freedom. One can have the impression that you are actually improvising. What is your relation to the text? That's a question that I wanted to ask you.
I don't consider myself as a slave of the text. What we are is, we are two birds which are telling a story which is written down, but we have to find the way of how to tell it in every venue, every day, in a new way, so that also we are not bored, because we play it so many times. We have to find a language which helps us to use it as colors, but it's not engraving in stone. It is always alive, changing, like the clouds. You look at it, and every second it's a new constellation. And I think the same with the note. It's like a sky full of stars, and then you have to read your own story out of it. But the notes itself do not mean anything to me. It's just a note. And as you said, we trust each other so much that we also take these risks, which I probably would not take with somebody else, because it can go wrong. But with Sol, it's like to be like I said, the two acrobats. If I jump very high, she's she's immediately there. And the opposite as well.
I had the idea of the alpinist, working with these ropes in between them. But about dead composers, I guess like Bach or Scarlatti, you say in the booklet of the beautiful disc that you just released, you said, one has to radically renew one's way of listening. So let me challenge you a little bit. Is it because you would consider the historically informed practices that are now getting closer to us, even with Ravel, actually, more and more? So would you consider these historically informed performances as a bit boring?
No. The more we know, the better. But in the end, I don't want to know anything. I just make music. In the very moment, it's about magic. It's not about professorship and lecture or something. I don't want to be right or wrong or to give somebody a lesson. I want to be this bird which tells the story. And whether it's Bach or Scarlatti or Ravel or Stockhausen or Boulez, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me at all.
And you, Sol, are you the same kind of bird?
It's interesting. For me, it's depending a lot in which position I am. Because when I am with her, I feel like a bird. When I am with an orchestra, I have like another role. Even if every time I have, of course, this chord in front of me, and this is the question, how much I use it every day because I have the notes there. But she's right, we are not teaching.
You mentioned already the public, and I think that it is one of the most impressive things in your program tonight is that you really had the optic of the public, and I think you really wanted to take us somewhere. Is this true, and what kind of journey do you want to offer to the public with such a construction?
I think nowadays, in classical music especially, we are very distant to the people, very much. And I cannot cope with this. I really feel I need to bring this text, our stories, into the heart of everyone's. And the interesting thing is that it is not what the composer wrote, it is not what we played. The end result is in the head of the spectator. And they will understand what they understand.
Yes.
And actually, it's out of our control. But what we can do is just to speak to them, but really to address them personally.
Sol tells me we should play it. What is your opinion? Do you think we should play it or just skip it and go to Ravel, which is really a great piece?
So the world of music is changing quickly, I think, and there are new ways of listening, new ways of watching. Also, we see it tonight. New expectations also of the public, new challenges for us, for you musicians, for us organizers. But how do you see the future of it? As I mean, both musicians that are touring a lot in different forms and styles. What is also, in your opinion, the direction the world of concert is taking right now?
Well, I think Patricia, she's completely right. Strange-wise, when I am with her, I don't feel so comfortable, for example, to speak to public. I understand that many people are doing that, and the public, it's even needed this communication, especially I think after COVID, they really need it more and more. But what is interesting that even if she's not speaking with words, she's speaking with the instrument. So the fact is just that words or not words, there is something else which needs to change. And maybe it's in general the whole construction of what means a concert. I had always this idea in my head that I could play the same concerto not only with gut strings or not gut strings, but in many different optics, yeah? Even if I am the same person, because this is the imagination world we can bring to our public if we have it. But first of all, you need to have it yourself, otherwise there is nothing to share with it. And to have it myself, first of all, I need to trust myself to go a little bit forward and just to don't play this concerto millions of times with different orchestras, but how to bring every time a different optic. And if it's possible to play it not only every day different, but even in one evening, if possible, not only with different instruments, but to have different optics, because the imagination and also the old construction I have with different orchestras, if I play with orchestra, bringing gut strings and a conductor having an optic maybe more classical of a piece or more romantic of a piece, it changed everything. So that means the structure is not only you. What she says in that case is us with the public, but also when we are on stage, we forgot that the whole construction is not only how we play our concerto, but especially how it works with the orchestra and with the conductor. Because first of all, there should be like this kind of trust we have together, and then you can start to communicate with the public. Otherwise, you're alone, always alone, you know? The word soloist is always something for me nice, but so lonely, you know, as it says. And I think this is so magic with Patricia, that with everyone she's playing, she always tried to make a community of it.
Yeah, and I think that the community you made tonight, the two of you, was a great gift for everyone. So thank you very much for the concert, for this talk, and I'm sure we see you again quite soon on this stage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.